Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. I did say this is going to be a day for videos. Well, two drop in at the same time. We just had a bunch more info in content creator chat. So there's going to be a ×10 event as we expected over this weekend. It's going to come in line with this guaranteed CHAGUUR summoning event, which I kind of spoke about earlier. Now, I would just advise caution when you listen to this next part. They've decided, and actually I know that we missed a Lil from the website, which I was showing earlier. A Lil was 110 Void Shards. They've decided to carry on with the 110 Void Shards for a guaranteed. We've moved up from 80 to 110, and then they've decided, yeah, we're going to hold with that because that feels nice. It actually makes my eyes bleed when I read this stuff. Honestly, 110, I would, even if this was the best legendary on the planet, that's not right. To go from 80 to 110, generally, is just like bad anyway. But, I mean, it's just not right. This dude's not worth 110 of your Void Shards. So even if you are a filthy whale, abstain from this. Show player him that 110 is not the right answer for these guaranteed events. Oh, anyway, let's get on to the other champions that are going to be on a ×10 this weekend. And I'll tell you what, maybe I should have stopped YOLOing and saved some shards for this weekend, because I really could use one of these exact type of champions. This is a whole bunch of AoE decreased defense champions and some of the best ones in the game. So we've got the Deke. Obviously, a lot of people start their free-to-play challenge with a Deke because he was part of a promo code. Superpowers is the code for that for a new player. But yeah, Deacon Armstrong is just such a good epic champion. He's one of the best epics in the game. He's got Leech double hitter on his A1. He's got an AoE decreased defense on the A2. And then he's got turn meter fill and enemy turn meter push back, plus another turn on the A3. Just makes him an absolute speed fiend, whilst also giving you a drop defense on an AoE hit. This dude, he's also tanky, he's fast, he's got speed in all battles. He's really one of the best epics you could pull for any account. Okay, let's move on then, because we've got ourselves a rival. Stag Knight. He's not as good as Deke. I don't care what you tell me, he's not as good as Deke. But in some content, he will stand up against Deke. But if I had to pick someone out for a nice Golem team, I'd rather have Stag than Deke. Mainly because he also brings you an AoE decrease attack. So he's reducing their defense whilst reducing the amount of damage you're going to be taking. Really good on a 3-turn. He's also bringing decreased speed, which is great for boss fights as well. So he actually brings fantastic debuffs. And he's got this kind of cool passive that if you're not doing stuff right, you get a bit more accuracy to try again next time. But yeah, Stag Knight is a fantastic epic. We've then got someone, I pulled this guy for, I think it was for Deadwood. And I was looking at him when I pulled him, I was like, wow, I really wish I'd pulled him for me on the free-to-play series. So we got Mist Rider Daithy. Attacks one enemy, 50% books to 60 of removing a random buff, and then a chance to get an extra turn. A2 is an AoE decreased defense. 60%, I don't know if it books with this as well. I think it does. I think it goes to 85% chance of an extra turn if he places decreased defense everywhere. I think this goes. But either way, if it was just 60, it's still damn good. You do drop defense, chance to go again. And then he's got this A3, buffs himself with accuracy and attack for 3 turns, and then gets another turn. So he's got a whole bunch of ways to get extra turns. He's cycling back through. He does decent damage with this A2 as well. Accuracy in all battles. Again, such a good champion to get early on in the game. I would love this dude on the free-to-play. We then go into the Void Epic. And she is, I think she's in here. Yeah, Dark Elf. Madame Cerie, still fantastic for the arena for kind of anyone gold 5 and below. Doesn't really get any playtime in plat anymore, because people don't care about drop defense anymore. They just ignore defense with people like Baron or Mortu Macabre or whoever. So, yeah, the meta has kind of shifted in proper endgame high-level arena, but still, AoE decrease attack and defense, stripping all enemy buffs first. Obviously, with something like Stone Skin, there's only the 50-50 chance this works, which is why I think she's taken a little bit of a back seat. Also got an AoE hit with her A2, chance to steal buffs from the target, and if she does, puts out block debuffs for you and fears for enemies. And then she's got this kind of like fear mechanic going on her A1. Bit of shieldage at the start of her turn as well, which is cool. Amazing how often this is kind of clutch to keep you alive. But yeah, Madame Cerise still absolutely top draw as an epic. Let's get on to the legendaries then. This gets interesting. My main account missed the Herndig fusion back in the day. It's probably my biggest regret of a fusion miss. This guy is really good. I don't have him on my main. So I might pull a few cheeky shards for this weekend, but not for those 110 voids. I'm telling you that much. What we got? A1. This is really cool as an A1. Attacks an enemy, grants an extra turn, and decreases the cooldown of Stasis Strike, which is his A3, if he kills someone. And he hits damn hard. Like, this often kills someone. His A2 is his drop defense, but also decreased accuracy on the enemy. Drop defense is 100%. Accuracy is 75 if you put him out on a 3 turn. And then his A3 is a single target. Fully deplete target's turn meter. Will also attack all enemies if he does a crit. And the AoE is 100% weaken. Will also place burn after the attack on enemies whose turn meter are below 30%. This guy's got so much going on in his kit. It's so cool. And then he's got stayed as his passive here. So fills his turn meter by 10% every time he's hit. Occurs once per hit. Also fills his champion by turn meter by 20% when an ally dies. So you can just cycle back through to him really quick and he comes and saves the day. Attack in arena as well. He's really good in arena. He's also really good in Dark Fae. And yeah, cool champion. Okay then. Next one on the list is a Skinwalker. Really good defense-based hero, Radash. Really good. I think he's up there, top 2, top 3 defense-based damage dealer with this AoE in the game. Yeah, so not in the whole game, just defense-based champions, but still he hits like an absolute freight train. So he's got a double hitter on his A1, puts increased defense on himself. He's got the AoE drop defense and chance to stun on the A2 whilst coming at you with all of that pain. And then the A3 places strengthen and increased speed on all allies and gives a veil to this dude as well. So really cool buffs to go alongside him as well. It's just such a good unit. At the start of each turn, gives him a veil. Gives someone on your team with high attacker veil. So he's kind of hiding your other nuker. Inflicts 20% more damage against targets whose defense is lower than his, which will be most people because you're building him out to be an absolute unit. So yeah, Radash is super fun. He's also got defense in all battles, really solid. So we've got another champion that I don't own, who I would like to own here on the main, Missionarchy. Missionarchy is a great Hydra champion. Also just great generally, but for Hydra, really, really good. So we've got an HP burn A1. AoE drop defense, of course, A2, but also the drop attack if people are under Hex. Hex comes from his A3, so he's got 2 AoE hits. The first hit removes all buffs. The second hit drops a Hex. What an ability that is. Removes all buffs, then drops the Hex. Then he comes in as like that, drop defense and attack. And then he's like, hold on a minute, that's not all I've got. Here's my passive. Whenever an ally attacks someone under Hex, this champion 50-50 chance to team up and try and drop the burns. This is why he's so good for Hydra. He's constantly just removing any Hydra buffs, keeping their defense and attack down. And then he's like that, HP burn, HP burn. Where are you going? That way, I'll come with you, HP burn. He does a ton of damage. He's got defense in all battles. This dude, again, the real deal. So the last one we've got is a Void Legendary. Honestly, I don't know if she's in the kind of plat meta at all, but generally she's been a really strong plat champion. I've not really done plat for a while. One of the best defenses in the game. Very tanky. She's the tankiest girl in the game. She has got an A1 with block active skills, kind of good. An A2 with an AoE, decreased crit damage or decreased attack, and decreased attack on high attack enemies. Decreased speed and decreased defense on the high defense enemies. She's then got ally protection for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. I think she's the only champion in the game that does this. Basically can keep ally protection up forever, which makes her actually really viable as a clan boss champion. I've used her in a lot of big clan boss teams in the past. She gives strengthen at the same time as ally protection as well. Strengthen, never falling off your team. It's actually kind of nuts. And then she's got this cool passive. This is how she gets into a lot of arena defensive teams. So decreases the damage all allies receive from crits. Pretty much the only place you're going to get consistently crit is arena. But she takes that damage instead. So, you know, she's soaking up all of the hits, allows your damage dealer a chance to actually get their hit away. HP in all battles, 33%. But there you go, guys. So, honestly, a massive times 10 if you've got any shards to pull. And 110 shards for a guaranteed legendary Void. What are you saying? I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.